12 minutes past 8. Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. We're coming to you live from Port Harcourt, venue of the Governor's Forum Retreat. Well, now we're joined by Governor Rabiu Kwankwaso, Governor of Kano State. Thank you for coming on this morning, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much.
Well, yes, part of the issues that will be in the front burner today, transitioning out of office, agriculture, security. We understand that governors will compare notes in terms of how to improve. But what would we just spoke to Ekiti State Governor about transitioning out of office. He was talking about lots of governors not usually prepared for that. What would be your thoughts? How would you suggest that governors prepare to leave office? Should they, for instance, start with reducing the amount of cars in their fleet, making themselves accessible to the people if they don't do that?
Well, thank you very much. Let me say that I am one of the few governors who are very conversant with going into and, of course, out of office. I was a civil servant for 17 years, and as a civil engineer, I have worked in various sites and offices. And of course, when I left service or retired in 1991, I became Deputy Speaker of the House of Reps. I was not able to finish the term. Sani Abacha kicked us out of the office. I was in the Constitutional Conference. I was Governor 1999-2003. Of course, my plan was to leave in 2007, but I lost the election. I had to leave. Of course, thereafter I was Minister of Defense. I was here in Rivers representing Northwest in NDDC, and now I'm back to Government House in Kano. Now you can see that I've been in and out of many offices, so I'm well prepared for that. And that was why even in our budget this year, we have 90% of our capital money or projects are meant to complete the existing or ongoing projects. Only 10% was allocated for new projects. So it's just in preparation for leaving the office. And I'm happy to say that we are working around the clock and people are happy. And therefore, we'll have no difficulty in vacating office in 2015. I remember just over the last weekend, I was together with the Vice Chancellor of Bayero University, Kano, and other friends. We went to supervise some projects. So the level and the amount of number of people that were rushing and cheering, all of them were surprised. I said, this is third year or end of third year, and the people are still hoping that happy. And another angle is ours in Kano is an issue of who comes in to continue with the good project. And I always tell the people of Kano State that to us in APC is not an issue, because we'll get the best out of our party, out of our group. And at the end of the day, the good people of Kano State will make a decision.
Does that mean that you don't have any preferred candidate?
Well, certainly not now, because we had a group when we were in the PDP, and of course, when we came into APC, we met quite a number of people, candidates who are interested in becoming governors in 2015. And therefore, it is not wise, it is not strategic for us to start mentioning names here. When the time comes, certainly we'll cross the river.
I was a little curious though. I mean, you talked about how you're prepared, how you've been in many offices and you've also come out of many offices. But I'm particularly interested in your tenure as governor from 1999 to 2003. You were hoping to leave in 2007. Tell us, how did you adjust? What did you find where some of the withdrawal symptoms, as the governor of Ekiti State has described them, what did you find, and what is it that you're doing differently to prepare you better for exit when your tenure is over in 2015?
No, I believe the circumstances were completely different. In 2003, nobody really thought, including my good self, I never imagined that I would leave office in 2003, maybe because of the level or amount of programs and projects that we were able to execute in the 4 years, during the 4 years. And it just came, you know, in life, you do things and take advantage or disadvantage or the circumstance, something happens, and you have to reap that. I'm sure I remember that during that time, one of our colleagues introduced Sharia in his state, and of course it became a real issue in part of the country. And when the election came in 2003, we were supporting, of course we were in PDP, we had president to support, and so many things happened in that time. But what was interesting was that we stood as politicians to support our party, stood by our president and other members of our party during the elections. And some people used so many sentiments, so many issues that were relevant at the time. I'm happy that we're out of it now, and the good people of Kano remembered what we have done in those 4 years and compared them with what my predecessor and successor did in 8 years. And therefore we came back to government house in Kano after 8 years out of it.
Well, I wanted us to look at grassroots governance, and Kano State just came out of local government elections. For some people, you just also alluded to the fact that you were once in the PDP. When you left the PDP for the APC, did you move the entire elected officers with you out of your party? Because the polls shows that we have 44 local government council in Kano State, isn't it? And we have about 484 wards.
Correct.
What happened in that election?
Even the 2011 election or local
2014 election?
Local government election.
Local government election.
Yes, well, the first question or the issue of leaving PDP, I have to say that I left PDP with almost 100% of our supporters. In PDP, because of the circumstance that we found ourselves, we had to form a group within the party, and that is the group that supported us for 2011 election. All those that we left, coincidentally, did not support us, and there was no way they could support us. And so when we were leaving, we left with our group, the Kwankwaso group, as we call it locally, and we came into the APC. And also, when we came with 31 members of the State Assembly out of 40, and by the time we came, there were little in and out, but we ended up with 34. Now we have 34 members of the State Assembly, and the other parties have got 6. And when we were there, we had 31. Other parties had 9. So I'm happy to say that we came with all the structures that we had in PDP, and now we have got an addition from ACN, almost 100%, CPC, almost 100%, and the biggest chunk of AMPP. And that is why now the APC is so strong in Kano, because even the Kwankwaso group had the capacity to win election in 2011.
You know, with
this addition now, we have additional strength, and that was why we had no difficulty whatsoever in winning the
Allow me to come in here, Your Excellency. With that strength, I'm thinking towards security. Even some couple of messages here from serving corps members in your state. Some of them are worried, and they would want us to ask you what form of being an ex-defense chief, what you must have put in place to secure the people of Kano, specifically I'm looking at the message from Shehu for poor members in Kano State.
Well, it's very unfortunate that this country found itself in this situation. And I believe the leadership at the highest level must do more. Whether they have the capacity to handle it or not is what everybody is watching now. We know what is happening in the north generally, especially in the northeast. We are in a way lucky that in the northwest we are experiencing relative peace, and of course we are happy that things are going normal. It's difficult to really come out here in this program to tell anybody what we are doing or what we are going to do. But I think anybody in Kano today, under normal circumstances, are given us all the support and even the credit for maintaining the peace that we are enjoying today in Kano.
How many of these children have you taken off the streets of Kano? We're talking about the Almajiri system, which has or was almost a culture of people of northern Nigeria.
Yes, you see, we have got so many programs, so many projects, and among those programs, we are able to handle the issue of Almajiri, which is very critical, which is very important. We felt at this age, in 2014, we have no reason whatsoever to allow our children to be roaming the streets of Kano, or any street for that matter, in this country or outside the country. And that was why we came up with a law banning Almajiri as we know it. Under normal circumstances, Almajiri, which is a student, there is nothing wrong with it. But the way and manner that it has been done over the years, we need to reform it. And that was why we now have this law on the ground. Now it is an offense in Kano, punishable under the law, to allow your children to go into the old system. And that was why before then it took us almost 3 years to put the infrastructure necessary for that to take place. That was why we decided right from 2011 to date to build over 3,000 brand new classrooms. We finished all of them. That's why we employed thousands of teachers. We trained and retrained all our teachers in Kano State. We are giving them incentives. We started feeding our children in all our primary schools beginning from 2011. And I'm happy to say that when we came in, we had about 1 million in our schools. Now we have about 3 million within a span of 3 years. And we are feeding them 5 times a week in all the schools. We are giving them 2 sets of uniform to attract them to come to schools. We are giving them all the encouragement. We are also encouraging the teachers by giving them houses. In fact, in the rural areas now, we built over 400 houses. We are giving them car loans and all the loans necessary to them.